Hey Mercy Fam! Welcome to our November episode of Church Alive.
Alam mo, Chay, napaka-inspiring ng episode natin for this month because we will be hearing from our guest and her experiences on how she overcame life's difficulties. Sabi nga natin,
Life is hard!
#kapila!
Yes, so introduce na natin yung guest natin, Rap. So she's a mother of two, a professional singer,
Wow!
diba? And a member of the MOBB band and Soul Sisters, and she's also part of the I Can Serve Foundation. She's here to tell her story, her fight for her life. Let us all welcome Miss Bangge Mabanta.
Hello,
Hello.
hello, Rak, hello, Chai. Good day to both of you.
Hello,
Welcome.
Tita
I'm happy to be
Bangge.
here.
Yes, thank you, Tita
Same.
Bangge, for joining us today and making the time.
You're most welcome.
Actually, kinabahan ako ng onte kasi hindi naman pakanta yung mga questions dapat namin, Tita Bangge. No? Okay lang naman.
Pero pwede rin naman ng sample.
Oo nga, grabe.
Yeah,
Ating
Yes.
guest today.
So maybe,
Yes.
Tita Bangge, you can give a little background on your career. We heard you're also a professional singer, so maybe you can shed some light on that as well, just to get to know you a bit more.
Okay, I am a mother of two. Yes, I'm a professional singer because paano yung professional? You get paid for it. So I sing. I've been singing since I graduated college. Been with a band, and then after ang dami until now, you said it nga, I'm still part of the MOBB band and the Soul Sisters. I still perform once in a while. And there's this group, Aawitan Kita. I do theater also.
Wow.
Theater. Huwag ka magwag, di ako magaling. Hindi, but you know, I do that
Natutuwa.
one.
Very
Yun yun.
talented.
I have two
Yes.
kids. They're all grown up already, 30 and 26 from Ateneo. Yun, that's me.
How about our love life naman, Tita Bangge?
I've been juicy.
Oo nga, baka
Very
busy ng
syempre.
love life.
I've been married for 30 years. We celebrated nga our 30th. Itong year na to, we
Wow.
celebrated it in Lourdes. So, kasi very meaningful because I went through this that we're going to discuss later. So, it was a very meaningful anniversary for us na hindi ko alam aabutin ako ng 30 years. And you'll know why.
Yes, may pa-teaser tayo.
May pa-teaser.
Babalikan natin yung kwento
Yes.
na yun. And we're excited to be inspired by you, Tita Bangge.
Oh,
Hindi na natin patatagalin. Actually, na-mention mo, you were married already for 30
for
years.
30 years,
Wow.
yes. 30, tagal na.
Maybe you can like enlighten us on like how everything started. Wow.
I love it.
Biglang back from
History.
the start ng
Oo.
lahat.
Parang going back 30 years ago, I got married at the age of 27.
Mhm.
He's an architect, Bangge Mabanta. He's an architect. We had plans of, we wanted a lot of kids. We wanted kasi they came from a big family. 10 sila. And then we wanted to go to Australia, to migrate there.
Mm.
Pero nag-iba yung plano namin. So, ang dami-dami kong plans. Even after marriage, I still sing, I still perform. My husband was very, very supportive of my career. So, yun, ganun. Kaya kami umabot ng 30 years sa patience niya. Yeah.
Inspiring to know that 30 years is still possible, especially now, iba yung mga relationships ngayon sa mga bata. So that's very nice. So Tita Bangge, getting married at 27, I can't imagine how it also switches your life priorities and like how you would usually go about your day. So maybe you can share some stories like how would you handle it on the spiritual side of things, like paano nyo sinimulan yung married life nyo in the spiritual sense? Would you go to church? Is that something you tackled with your husband?
Yeah, I'm just lucky that my husband and the family, they're very, very spiritual. They go to mass. My in-laws go to mass. Ako rin naman I'm a devout Marian. So I'm a Marian follower. So we kind of know how we want our kids to grow up. So in a Catholic way, we both agree on how we want them to the values in life.
At least natuloy nila yun. Kasi some married couples also can't agree on that. So it's very important to see that you both are on the same page.
Yes.
So were you able to continue on that with your kids? Like, well, of course, when they were already getting older, you mentioned earlier as well that, you have a 30-year-old. So how was that relationship with them?
Now it's spiritually
Yes.
speaking, I let them, at least I gave them the foundation already, the values. And at this point, I think kasama na rin ng Jesuit training na medyo liberated, open-minded na rin sila. So they're open to to other things. Some of the rituals sa Catholic hindi na gusto. Ay, okay lang sa akin yun. Basta they acknowledge Mama Mary and Jesus and God.
Tita, you mentioned that as you were planning your life ahead of you, your marriage, your family, a lot of things happened.
Yeah.
Maybe you can share yung a lot of things na yun sa amin. Ano yung may mga nagbago ba sa plano nyo? Nabuwag ba yung mga plano nyo? I don't know. Baka
Madami.
there's something, a lot of things that happen nga. So maybe there's a lot of things that you can also share to us.
Kasi career-wise, when I got married, we formed this group, the Soul Sisters, and it was the peak of our, so let's say, career, kasi marami na kaming mga invite and everything. And tatlo kaming magkakaibigan, and we're enjoying the harmony, our shows a lot. And then came the news when I was, that was in 2004, that I was diagnosed with a breast cancer. So, everything changed. Everything changed noon. Parang naiba yung focus ko. At that time, nag-focus na ako of surviving it for the kids. For my kids. They were young then, like they were 7 and 5. So, sabi ko, I'm going to fight this one. I was really determined to beat cancer that time. I will do everything para lang ma-survive yung cancer na yun. So, I did. Nag-chemo ako, radiation, all the works. Nakalbo ako. You can see in the picture, nakalbo ako, everything. I didn't mind because ang focus ko really is, I don't want my kids to grow up motherless. I just want to survive that one. After that, after maybe series of tests, after maybe a year or 2, basta tapos na ako noon, I was still weak kasi ang cancer kasi parang after chemo, we have 5 years of monitoring yan eh. Chances of it recurring is within the 5 years. I was still careful. Pumipili na rin kami ng shows, na iba na rin yung shows namin. And let me tell you pa pala, hands-on, very, very hands-on mama ko. After the show, even if I go home 4 o'clock in the morning, I still make the breakfast of my kids. They wake up like 6 o'clock in the morning. I still do that. Pero that time, after I was diagnosed, even after naggaling na ako, I learned to medyo back off a little. Parang if I can delegate, I will delegate. I had to take care of myself first because I cannot take care of other people if I don't.
If you could tell us, how did you find out? And then, who did you talk to? What did you do when you knew about the news?
Meron ako regular checkup. That's, I think, I should also encourage everybody, every women, or even men actually, every girls to undergo breast examination. Dati at the age of 40, now I think it's 30 or younger pa. Have yourself checked lagi. So one time, 2004, I was confident na ay wala to, one of the checkups lang to, one of the results lang to. Until my doctor said it was malignant. Nawindang ang mundo ko. I didn't know anong plan ni Lord sa akin. I never questioned why you did that to me or no. Parang sabi ko lang, okay, this is your plan. What do you want me to do? My husband also helped me spiritually or supported me spiritually. Pag sinabihan kang you have cancer, ano may isip mo, di ba? Parang blanco na yan. But sabi ko, okay Lord, this is your plan for me. And I want to survive this and focus ko the kids. I'll do it. I'll just follow your lead. They were there. The whole treatment, nakikita nila paano naging itsura ko, paano yung side effects and everything. I was so weak. My husband used to carry me going to the bathroom because wala akong energy at all. And nakita nila lahat yun. And ako naman na-assure ko sa everything will be okay. What else can I do? Yun lang, give them it's harder. I think it's harder for the non-patient to see that. Kasi kami, we know what's going on with our body. Parang as sila, anong gagawin ko? How can I help you? How can I, di ba? But harder for them.
It's an interesting perspective nga po, no? But I also want to highlight yung what you mentioned. I think it really takes courage to say that, okay, Lord, this is what happened. What do you want me to do with it? That's somehow a start of a conviction to fight it, di ba? Na you decide on it, okay, this is what's going on with my life and this is how I want to push through and to surrender that to the Lord. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out, that courage of yours, tita, to do it for your family, for your husband.
Pero the fear at the back of my mind, the fear of what's gonna happen is always there.
Yeah.
Like, makakakanta pa ba? Can I still sing? Can I still do this? Can I do that? And then, after my treatment, my radiation, I remember, I joined this band, MOBB. They got me. Sabi ko, I'm still under treatment. No, that's okay. You just sing. And then, if you want to go home anytime, go home anytime. I was still in Bandana then. Sabi ko, pwede pala. Pwede pala to, life can still go on after cancer.
With that, no, Tita Bangge, did you plan anything? Of course, at that moment, your priority was to fight it. Did you plan, like, anything when you were battling cancer?
At that time, you cannot plan. You cannot, ang plan mo lang is chemo, after, you have to make yourself malakas, you have to recuperate. Kasi after 3 weeks, you're going to have another chemo. After the chemo, your babay immune system, and then you're going to help yourself again to recuperate. Ganon ang plano mo for the next few months. That was the plan then.
How was your husband then, though? Like,
That
did
time.
you ever have that conversation with him when you were going through this?
Funny you ask, kasi I realized I had another interview siguro years and years after, like siguro 5 years after, na, nga no, paano kaya, how was he during everything? Ganun din siya coping din siya. If like, I'm lucky to have I Can Serve as support group, dapat magkakaroon din yung mga husbands sa support group. And I think that's very important.
And mahirap din kasi, I mean, alangan lumapit din siya sa'yo. It's gonna be so difficult to talk to you then. Because paano pa ikaw? Like, nahihirapan siya. But then, of course, you were in that difficult position as well.
But the family and friends of my husband were very supportive of him. Lucky lang kami to have family and friends like them.
Yeah, I agree. Husbands, as much as yung mga wives then would need some sort of support. But may I clarify, tita, yung sa support group that you had?
Yeah.
Was that a specific foundation or organization?
Yes, the I Can Serve Foundation.
Okay.
Oo. Actually, when I joined them, the minute I was diagnosed, even before the treatment, somebody referred, my sister-in-law asked me to join this group. They helped me a lot kasi in-expect ko na the side effects of what I'm going through, what I'll be facing, yun, the I Can Serve Foundation. And they, ang dami, that's actually, ang daming information na you can get about breast cancer. From the diagnosis, how you can detect, ang dami rin nilang programs na parang early, kasi early detection talaga is the best prevention. Naging very active ako sa I Can Serve. Naging patient services ako after 3 years, and yun nga, nag-survive ako ng 5 years, and kasi after 5 years, parang ka nang graduate nun na, you're cancer-free. Naging cancer-free ako talaga. I felt victorious. I felt, I conquered you. It's kinda, yabang ko na rin yun na na-beat ko yung cancer.
And did you find meaning in the whole fight?
Oh, yes. Ang dami ko na-realize na yung values in life, na we don't need pala, you know, when problem comes, bigla na lang dadating sa'yo, like a thief at the night.
Actually, hindi rin ako familiar sa... Tama, no?
Napaisip din ako parang,
Oo nga eh.
off the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg.
Tip of the iceberg. Ganda yun. Yun, bigla-bigla na lang palang dadating sa'yo. And the is how you're going to face it. How, I don't know, it's a choice. Everything is a choice. Either magalit ka kay Lord or kumapit ka kay Lord. Either magpagamot ka or you give up, or not give up, or not. Either you fight or you give up. Everything is a choice. So, I felt that time, after 5 years, na sinabi, okay, you're cancer-free. That I was victorious. Talagang, I made the right choices.
How did you live your life after that?
Like normal. Like
Mm.
normal na. Parang, of course, alam ko madaming, like, even the puyat, medyo bawas na rin. Like normal life, yung hindi na ako masyadong worried about CA.
Mm.
Maybe now that, looking back, maybe nakalimutan ko na yun kasi parang, okay, 5 years na ako, okay na ako, cancer-free na ako, live your life to the fullest and everything. Until 2019, until pandemic came. Nung pandemic, parang nag-slow down na naman lahat.
Mhm.
And then, regular pa rin, regular check-up. Although I felt something again, nagkaroon naman ako may na-feel na naman akong bukol sa other breast naman.
Mm.
So, I was afraid to go to the doctor kasi nga, because of the
Pandemic.
pandemic, sabi ko, it's just gonna be another series of tests naman to na it's gonna be negative. Pero nung 2020,
Mhm.
go na ako talaga ngayon sa doctor because I felt something in my lymph node naman. Parang merong bukol doon. And true enough, bumalik na naman si, the big C. Bumalik siya with a vengeance pa. Because it was in the lymph node, sabi ganun ng doctor ko, okay, by the look of it, kasi makikita mo naman the itsura, it's malignant, 99% malignant, but to what extent, hindi ko alam. Better you have to have PET scan. So I did my PET scan, and they found out it was in the lymph node, meron na ako sa bones, meron na ako sa pelvic area, and meron na ako sa brain. It went to my brain already.
Wow.
Yeah. Medyo sabihan ko na ganun. Parang,
it's everywhere.
oo. The only question I asked the doctor is, how long? Ay, naiiyak ako. Hindi, naiiyak ako. Parang, ano na naman to? My doctors naman were very, sabi nila, we cannot say, we don't say that anymore because with the technology now also, marami na rin na-discover na gamot. It's gonna be an intensive treatment.
Binigyan kayo ng hope na kaya pa siya magamot.
Sabi nila, this is exactly what the doctors told me. Live your life. Bahala ka sa life mo. We'll do the medical side. Leave the medical side to us. Kami nang bahala doon. Not really, kaya natin yan, magagamot ka. No. You just have to have also reassuring doctors and very good doctors na makakampante ka. Hindi ko alam where to start, hindi ko alam kung paano gagawin ko. Naguluhan ng mundo ko. Ayoko na because I've done it already. I know ayoko nang daanan yung hirap. And tapos na yun, the first part, I did it for my kids eh. Diba? Sabi ko, and now ang bargain ko lang kay Lord nun to see them grow up or finish grade school. Imagine mo, I witnessed them finishing high school and college. What more can I ask? Sabi ko, this is a gift already. And ito na yung another challenge na, Lord, ano na naman to? Ano na naman purpose mo? And then sabi ko, I talked to my family. Sabi ko, I know I don't want to have any treatments anymore. Bahala na, come what may. They encouraged me, sabi nila, Mom, exactly my son said, you like to spoil kids. I really like my mga apo from the pamangkin. I like spoiling them. Sabi niya, why don't you give your real apo a chance to be spoiled by you? Baka may chance pa. Na, parang another reason to fight. Diba? Another reason to like, okay, but do it soon. Because,
But did you feel any fear? I mean, it's the pandemic. A lot of things were happening and changing. You go to the doctor, even just going for a checkup is so difficult that time. So, what was going on in your head?
the fear was there, yes. Parang all of a sudden, this is coming. This is how I'm gonna die. Sabi ko na sabihin, nandiyan na pala yung cancer sa'yo, sa buong katawan mo. I asked for prayers. There, mga ibang tao, di ba, they don't want to talk about it, they don't want to, but ako kasi, mas marites ako, mas chika ako. I told my neighbors, I told my close friends, I told my group, sabi ko, I need prayers. So, sabi ko parang, hindi ko alam what to decide on, I don't know what to do, kung to go on with the treatment or not. I don't know if I'm going to survive this one, but I need prayers that time. Yun talagang kumapit ako. Mas kumapit ako sa prayer dito than the first one. The first one was, hindi, kaya ko to, lalabanan ko to, whatever, But this one, Lord, talagang total surrender.
Mm.
I even made a bargain. Sabi ko, Lord, if you want me to go to Lourdes to see the place kay Mama Mary, I'll go. Make me well. He did, di ba? That was, I'm on my, 2.5, and on my 3rd year recovery. My kids did, that time, hindi naman sila nagalit sa decision ko of not having treatment anymore. Ang feeling lang nila na, you can fight again. You can fight again. Kung natatakot ka makalbo, alam mo na itsura mo nung kalbo ka. It was like this. Alam mo na, it will grow back. Huwag ka nang, ganun. Hindi sila, they understand the pains, the sacrifices, the hirap. I'm sure kung if I decided not to have treatment, they would understand. They would understand, yeah. They would support me also. Para for them, kasi it's not giving up eh. Yung decision ko of not having treatment, does it not mean I gave up. It just mean it means that I my decision. I just followed my decision. The first one with the support of everybody, my family, my husband. My husband was very supportive. And I guess this time, yung sa second bout ko, they supported me more. Parang if ever I decided na hindi na, support pa rin sila, alam ko. They will. Pero of course, they want me to try again, to fight again. But when my doctor said, sinabi na, nagbigay ng hope, you were talking about hope a while ago, it's very important to be hopeful. Kasi that's, if you lose hope, sabi ko dati, if you lose hope, no doctor, no best doctors, no best medicine would work for you. Just keep on hoping.
Yeah.
You just have to trust His plans. Okay, may purpose to. May purpose again to.
So what was the decision there from that conversation?
Nag-treatment ako. I had 6 cycles of chemotherapy.
Ongoing treatment ba, tita? Or like it's something that's tapos na from...
Oo. I have very, very, very good doctors. Doctor pala said, okay, take care of yourself. Don't forget this one, medicine and everything. And the lastly, don't forget to be happy. Ang laking bagay na happy yung outlook mo sa buhay.
Yes.
That's part of your healing also. Dr. Diana, pwede mo yan dyan. Diana Cua, Dr. Diana Cua, Dr. Francis Lopez, Dr. Kenneth C is my brain. Kasi yung brain ko dito, Kenneth, sabi ng doctor ko, I'm Dr. Kenneth C. Sabi ko, Kenneth C? Ako, buti na lang, hindi kayo naging optal. Hindi kayo naging optal. Tapos do you really have to say that?
Oh my gosh. That's a good luck.
Oo. Yun, tapos anyway, ganun na.
That would be ironic. Mahirap nga maging opta.
It's very funny.
Diba?
Yes.
Funny. Tita Bangge, you mentioned kasi na this second time, mas grabe yung support mo, which is kind of ironic kasi it's during the pandemic when, people can't really go out to see you and visit you because it's also very dangerous at that time. So, how did you feel that support?
Mas support kasi now, at age of yung mga Zoom and everything, more prayers, outpouring yung masses, prayers, healing prayers until I met Father Jimmy. Meron kaming regular first Monday at yun. May yung MOBB band ko, they organize a Monday thing na healing prayers for me. I don't know, siguro faith na rin yan. I felt all the prayer healing and prayer blessings. So let's say psychological or spiritual. I felt it. I felt it talaga.
Was it any different from the first time?
Yeah, the first time, I guess mas spiritual ako ngayon, but the first time, I know people were praying for me, pero I was more into, okay, gagaling ako, I'll beat you, cancer, ganun. But now, parang, second, Lord, is this your way? Is this a way of making me closer to you? I'll do it. Ganun na lang. Or, I was in awe of when I learned that these people are praying for me. Every 9 o'clock, mayroong prayer group ako. Every 12 o'clock, may prayer group ako na hindi ko alam. Yung parang pause for a minute for prayer for Bangge. And funny kasi until now, they do that.
Wow.
And yung street, yung Paraguay namin, may Paraguay LGB kami na until now, we pray the rosary at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And until dumating yung time na, teka, hindi na pala rin ako ang pinagpe-pray. Yung parang ang dami na rin palang kailangan ng prayers na lahat ng intentions were all there, not just me. So nag-grow and a lot of people were saying, thank you Bangge, na through you, we became prayerful. Tapos naging we didn't realize na I needed also prayers, mga ganong nakukuha ko, or I didn't realize na ibang tao pala kailangan din ng prayers. Naging instrument lang naman talaga ako. But maybe that's the purpose. Yun ang sinasabi kong, Lord, anong purpose mo?
Did you find meaning in this fight as well?
In first fight, meaning, but yun nga, more of, ngayon kasi more spiritually naging stronger. The first one, parang, it was my emotion, or it was me that, no, I want to beat this one because for my kids, kasi they're so young. Yun lang ang focus ko. Not to be, I want to fight this because I want to be closer to, I want to be spiritually healed. No, sabi ko, physically healed because ang dami ko pang plan. Gagawin ko to for my kids, for my family, for my husband. Diba? Pero ngayon, whether I survive the 5 years again or not, I'm happy because feeling ko I got to be closer to our Creator. Alam mo, at ang instant pala, even if at the end of your life, it's gonna be you and the Creator. Even your family, one thing I realized, wala talaga, you don't own anything in this world. Even your family. It's just, in the end, ikaw lang talaga and the Creator.
Dami niyo pong pinagdaanan, ang dami niyong fights for your life. How's life now?
Ngayon, mas naging, I would say, naging mas meaningful. Every gising, sabi nga, every gising is a blessing. Every gising mo, you thank the Lord talaga. Na you appreciate more, you are, para maging grateful ka. I mentioned before, nag-bargain ako. Sabi ko, di ba, if you want me to go to Lourdes, make me well. I just came from France last month. Kararating ko last week. Sabi ko, I never ko na-imagine na mangyayari. When I was diagnosed, parang imposible, pero sige, babargain ko na lang to. Di ba? It's funny pa, when my friends learned about it, mga 4 or 5 couples pa joined us. We were praying in Lourdes together. How powerful talaga yung, when you're there, how powerful everybody's praying. And they joined me, prayed for me there, prayed for each other. Naging meaning. Di ba parang, kung di ko napagdaanan tong cancer, I don't think I'd go there. I don't think I appreciate yung place where nagpakita siya kay Saint Bernadette. Hindi ko the little na yung pala ma-appreciate mo pagka na-experience mo how, or naralaman mo how precious life is. Life is really very, very precious. I'll treasure it. I'll live my life, every single day of my life to the fullest, and how I can be a blessing to other people.
I think it's just a testament of how stronger you are now. I think it's a different attitude of strength. Diba? Parang it brought you to this point na spiritually na yung way mo of fighting things. No, it's just a different way of approaching it talaga na mas powerful.
Yes.
No?
Battles really make us stronger. Kumbaga, di ba? Parang they train us.
Yeah, like my husband said nga na, if I can only guarantee cure for cancer, pwede magka-cancer. Parang it's a gift. Cancer can be a gift. Hindi lang to sakit, hindi lang to disease, but it can be a gift also.
I'm trying to take it all in. Pero nakaka-inspire po talaga,
kasi
tita.
as kids now, di ba?
Yeah, actually, I was gonna ask like how, especially to the rest of our FRC fam watching, a lot of youth and of course parents who have their children, parang ang very important right now is that fight for life and that holding on to hope. I think kasi in our generation now, the culture is, there's a deep culture of parang normalizing, paano ko ba sasabihin? Parang normalizing suffering as something that's madaling or hopefully naiiwasan lang siya. Does that make sense? Or actually, as I'm hearing, parang hindi masyado. Ulitin ko isa pa. Hindi, nahirapan ka rin i-process na. Hindi mo rin.
Nag-gets ko yung point mo, pero...
Oo. Ayoko kasi sabihin yung culture of death eh. Masyado siyang malalim agad. Actually, as you were sharing for the past minutes about your life and how you fought for it, I can't help but remember the youth of today also. Especially coming from the pandemic, a lot of our culture among the youth has been deeply affected by depression, anxiety, a lot of suffering that ends up to them thinking about like, is there any reason for me to live anyways? Losing hope to live in facing suffering, 'di ba?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking, I came across this research just a few days ago na school year around 2021 to 2022, like
Mm.
there's been like around,
Kasagsagan ng pandemic,
oo,
no?
like that's the height talaga, like around 2,000 plus were attempting suicide. And that's just like on the student side of the population. So there's really a growing number, especially of course influenced by the pandemic when everything was different, life
Yeah.
setting, you can't go out, you can't see your friends, you can't literally go out of the house talaga for your own safety. I think sobrang iba lang nung perspective na it was also difficult for kids that time to grow up in that type of social setting. You
Yeah.
know, parang hindi natin sila masisisi na why it's difficult to think and to approach things. But it's also, I think for us, like, we're on a different generation too, like millennials, and it's difficult to come across and like communicate. Paano ba natin sila matutulungan? Diba?
Yeah. Parang it's not also sometimes so much as like as deep as depression
yeah.
or an actual mental health disorder, ano. Sometimes it's in the face of failure, na parang madaling ma-dishearten ang
Yes.
youth ngayon. And so is there any advice that you want to share to the youth right now na that you've learned from yung many fights for your life for these past years?
Actually, ako, hindi naman ako expert about, hindi ako psychologist, but I just want to impart on your generation right now na, yes, I acknowledge, lahat naman tayo nade-depress at one point in our lives. It's normal ma-depress, but then again, do not dwell on it. Kasi no matter how big your problem is, kahit gaano kalaki, like what I've gone through, we have a bigger God. Mas malaki pa rin ang healer natin than that one. You just have to find your, do not dwell on the failure part, you just have to find your purpose. As I said a while ago, it's a choice. Choice mo yan. Make the choice to fight for your life, to fight for your, if you think you're having mental issues, mental problems, depression or everything, maraming support groups na pwede kang lapitan. Go to your church, go to your school, talk to your friends, talk to your family. Sa napagdaanan ko, I've learned how important it is to have a support group, to have a support system. Kasi if you're alone and iniisip mo yan, hindi mo, mahihirapan ka i-solve yan by yourself. Diba? No man is an island. Kailangan natin ng bawat isa to realize na may problema, pero in the end, hindi pala ganun kalaki din yung problema. It may be a problem, but God will not, ito lagi sinasabi, lagi nyo naririnig, God will not give you something you cannot handle. It's true. So, to the youth, huwag kayong mahiyang to ask for help. It's normal to ask for help. Yeah.
And so, Tita, my question is life worth living?
Definitely. Yes. It's worth living. God did not promise a good life. Hindi niya sinabing perfect life. But what He promises, I'll be there for you. I'll be, as long as you hold on to me, gaguide kita. That's what I've learned about my experience. Sabi nga nila, wait, sabi ka.
Go lang po.
Di ba, alam mo yung song na, you've got to give a little, take a little, and let your poor heart break a little. That's the glory of love. You've got to cry a little, laugh a little, and let the sun go by a little. That's the glory of love. That's it.
Wow.
Yes! Naka-free sample pa tayo!
Tapos na yan.
I really felt
Diba?
that, Tita.
Nag-goosebumps na ako eh.
Ako rin.
Thank you so much, Tita Bangge, for sharing your story, sharing your strengths, your weaknesses, everything in between. Thank you for making the time to join us and the FRC fam out here.
Ikaw, Chai, any takeaways from this episode?
Life is worth
Highlight.
living.
Life is worth
I
living.
think, hala, ako din iyak ako. Joke.
Totoo.
No,
Go.
hindi. Wait lang. Hala, wait lang talaga. Ha. Yeah, I mean, life is worth living. I mean, we've heard this a million times from everywhere. Diba? We always hear that, but I think it's also different when you know the balance that you have to mix to find that life is worth living. Like spirituality sense, it always has to be there. Your support system, your family, your friends, and your sense of self. I think the first fight talaga yung sense of self ni Tita was like very much there, and I think that's very important in the mix. So siguro wag lang natin kalimutan yun. I mean, we tend to forget, we tend to be super busy, we tend to overlook that life is actually very beautiful.
Yes.
Diba? So,
Ganda.
siguro for me, yun yung nangibabaw with this month's episode. And of course, through Tita Bangge stories. So,
Yes.
thank you again. Tita.
Thank you
Tita.
for inviting me. I'm anytime happy ako to share my story.
How about you, Rap? Anong takeaway natin?
Actually, for me, life is worth living. That God really meant for us to experience life in its entirety, in its joy and its suffering and all of it, for us to really feel His presence in the ups and downs, which I have evidently seen through your life also, Tita. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I hope we all experience God in our ups, and most especially in our downs, as He completes us in those moments of weaknesses.
To our FRC fam out there, thank you again for joining us in this month's episode. Again, it's Chai.
And Rap, who leave you with the wise words of Venerable Patrick Peyton that,
The family that prays together stays together.
and a world that prayer is a world at peace.
Bye, FRC fam. See you.